And we're live! Hi! Hello, hello, hello. My name is Meredith Edwards, and I love offering creative inspiration based on spiritual principles and really practical ways. And I'm all about conscious creativity because regardless of whether we're conscious of it or not, we are creating our lives every day. Especially if you're sitting here right now and you're on your iPhone and you're on Instagram, chances are you live a pretty privileged life. And so you're able to create your time if you're able to be here with me right now. And that's a privilege, and that is choice, and choice is power. And the more conscious and aware we are with how we create our lives, the more we are able to live fulfilled lives. That is what I know to be true. So welcome. Hi. Today I wanted to explore the adage of your top 5 is what I'm calling it. But it's that adage of you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. That you are the sum, the product, the adaptation, the result, whatever word resonates for you most, but you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And maybe some of you have heard that before, and I don't know that there's actually a way to measure that, but I believe that to be true because what I know to be true is that we adapt to our environment. I just even look at my own life of the places I've lived and who I've worked with and who I've surrounded myself by, and I know that I'm very much affected by that. Even so, I'm from North Carolina in the U.S. It's a state on the southeast coast of the U.S. If you're not familiar, but there's a twang in North Carolina, right? There's a little twang. Hello, welcome. And so sometimes when I go to North Carolina, I find myself kind of adapting that little twang again because I'm hearing it. And so it's like if you have friends who've moved overseas, they come back and they have a little bit of an accent, then that happens. There we go. Just pausing here for one moment. So we become our environment, and that includes our space and the people that we surround ourselves with. I know when I moved from New York to California, I was living in New York City for 10 years, and New York is there's a lot of high energy, a lot of stimulation, right? It's very overly stimulating there because there's just a lot of people, a lot going on, a lot of noise. It's like sensory overload. And so I notice when I'm in New York, I'm walking faster, I'm talking faster than I am here living on the beach, where I'm kind of taking on the waves. I can hear the waves outside of my place, and that affects me. And so in the same way, the people that you hang around, the people that you spend time with, influence you. And so I invite you to think about who are the top 5 people that you spend your time with. And I don't just mean that you choose to spend your time with, not just your free time, but really, like, if you think about your days, because your days are full of moments and the moments consist of your life, that's your life, who are the people that you see the most? Who are the people that you talk to the most? Who are the people that you are around the most, whether you like it or not? And I invite you to ask, what's their influence on you? How do they affect you? How do they make you feel? You know how sometimes when you spend time with someone, with a loved one, for example, And you feel afterwards when you left them, or when you're with them even more, that you feel this sense of fulfillment, this sense of joy, this sense of love, this sense of gratitude when you're with them. And then when you leave them, you feel filled up. And you might be glowing. You might be like, your spirits might be lifted, right? I'm sure you have people like that in your life, and I hope you do. And then on the other hand, there are sometimes people that we spend time with that, we feel exhausted after they leave. You know, maybe they're taking up a lot of energy, they're taking up a lot of space. And so by the end of it, we feel spent, like there's not enough, like we have nothing else to give because we've given it all, or they've taken it all. Like energy vampires, you know, that just like zap your energy. Or even just people that are hard to be around, maybe because they trigger something in you, or who knows what it is. You know, that's up to you to kind of look a little bit deeper to see what's going on there. But this is just a chance, an invitation to look at how you are spending your life and who are you spending it with, who are you devoting time to. And how does this relate to conscious creativity or to creativity in general? Well, because when you spend your time with someone that zaps your energy, like we only have so much creative energy. We only have so much to give. And we can produce more of it when we're feeling uplifted, like we have more to give, right? Then we have more creative energy. When we are feeling low, like low energy, when we are feeling deprived, when we are feeling discouraged, when we are feeling exhausted, our creative energy tank is tapped. And part of the work here is to notice when you're feeling tapped and when you're feeling rejuvenated. That is so true. I am an empath, so I have to be careful about who I give my energy to anyway. Yes. Yes. And this is where helpful boundaries come in, especially for those of us who are empaths. And I'm sure a lot of people that maybe are find my page or maybe empaths, I can relate to that. I'm an empath, and I have had to kind of the hard way learn how to have boundaries with those people, because you can't always choose necessarily who is around, right? From the grocery store clerk to maybe a boss to maybe a family member. Sometimes we are inevitably going to find ourselves around people that maybe zap our energy. And so how do we deal with that? Well, that's where healthy boundaries come in. How can you establish a healthy boundary that doesn't allow your creative tank to get depleted? Because that is like your precious gold energy that you must preserve and protect. And that's your responsibility. It's all of our responsibility. So while no, you might not be able to always choose the people in your life and who you come across, you can choose whether or not you want to, you can choose how you show up in that relationship and whether or not you want to give yourself to that. And that comes with a lot of mind power and mind kind of stability to be able to say, nope, I'm not going to let myself go there. I'm not going to give myself over to this person because I know I need to protect myself and protect my energy. But we don't know what we're protecting if we don't know how we're feeling and what the cause of it is and what the root of it is. So right now I invite you to just take some inventory on who in your life is filling you up and who in your life is depleting. And to notice the outside circumstances too, the environment where you live, the state of your home, the state of your work, the state of your city. This is how we can become conscious and aware of how we show up to these people and places and spaces. So like always, I invite you to close your eyes and tune in with me, and we'll take a little sacred space, because this is how we can really listen. We can allow ourselves to go a little bit deeper, to go a little bit more inward, underneath the turbulence, underneath the distractions that sometimes take our attention and focus away and sometimes skew us from the truth. So, closing your eyes if you can, maybe taking a few deep breaths, which just will allow you to get a little bit more clear and focused and more present. And so I invite you to go through your days. You can even just take today, for example. Like, who were the 5 people that you spent the most time with today or this week? Like, who are those people that are in your life? And I want you to go through each one of them and just check in. And look, no judgment. No one's perfect. No relationship is perfect. But I invite you to tune into each person and just notice the state of your relationship. Like, you can imagine spending that time with them. Like, put yourself there with them. And notice how you feel. Like, are you excited? Are you giddy? Are you lit up? Are you triggered? Are you depleted? Are you exhausted? Maybe there's somewhere in between. It's not always black and white or good or bad. But just notice. We have different relationships with everybody, and that's no relationship is the same. We know that. But we're just checking in. So go through each one, each person, the top 5 people in your life. And so we'll just take a little bit of time to do that. And again, releasing any kind of judgment or guilt or shame. Just allowing this to be a creative exploration, just an exercise of awareness. Together here, let's take a deep breath in and out. And then I want you to tune into those people, if you had any of those people that came up, and maybe they're not your top 5, but maybe there's someone else in your life that maybe it's challenging to be with them. Maybe it feels triggering or depleting or exhausting. And then I invite you now, what is a boundary that you can set for yourself that can protect your energy, that can protect your precious creative energy, because you only have so much? And how might those boundaries actually benefit the relationship? Because you might have some resentment towards that person. And the boundary that you set for yourself will then protect you, which will then in turn ease that resentment, because you know you're protected. You know that they're not going to do that to you because you don't let them. And then you're able to maybe enjoy them for what they are, for who they are, for what the relationship is. And so an example of a healthy boundary might be, if you're having any kind of trouble, an example might be, I choose, when I say yes to this person, that I release guilt of having to say yes to them all the time. that I'm going to practice the next time I actually don't want to do something. I don't want to go, or I don't want to stay this long, or I don't want to do X, Y, and Z. That I will actually listen and honor my truth, and I won't do it if I don't want to. That I release obligation or any kind of attachment to this person if they are not serving me. And you can take the power back. I choose what I give to this person. Sometimes it's a matter of perspective, of just looking at the relationship a different way. Together here, let's take a deep breath in and out. And now I want you to tune into those people that fill you up, that light you up. And maybe they're not in your top 5 that you spend every day either. And I wonder how you might see them more. We need each other. We need, that's a sign. If someone is filling you up, if someone is bringing you joy, if someone is making you feel good and lit up, that is a sign that maybe there's like some sort of soulmate going on. And it doesn't have to be that romantic. It can be platonic. And it might just be, you see or speak to them once a month. I don't know. But tune into those people now that really fill you up, that inspire you, that make you feel energized. And if no one's coming to mind here, then just think about the last time you felt that way. Who were you with? And how did they make you feel that way? How did they make you feel seen in that way? What was it about this person, or about you being around this person, or about this relationship, or about this setting? What was it that filled you up? Because maybe they might not be in your life anymore. Maybe they've passed, or maybe the relationship has passed. And that's okay too. That's a part of our life and growth and evolution. But to be conscious of what those qualities are can help us invite them into new relationships, can help us invite them into ourselves, into our own heart, to giving ourselves that space. So we'll just take a few more moments to just simply tune into these people that light you up. And now taking a moment to send some gratitude to them, to shine your heart on them. Trusting that, somehow, some way they're feeling it right now, wherever they are in the world. In this world or some other world. And then taking a moment to send some gratitude to yourself for showing up here and doing this practice and going inward and going a little bit deeper to explore. Together, let's take a deep breath in and out. So it's this kind of awareness and this kind of exploration that helps us know what we want more of, and helps us to, what we think about, we bring about. And so we can, if we're saying like, yes, actually that feels good, I want more of that, then generally we can think of the universe has your back, and then we'll provide that for you because you know what you want, and that's what you want. And it's filling you up, so that's what you're meant. You're meant to live your creative purpose and be full. You're meant to be fulfilled. You are meant to thrive, not just survive. So on that note, I just want to mention that I have been developing for over the past year an online course. This is the first time I'm even really talking about it like this, so if you're here, then you're hearing it for the first time. It's called the Conscious Creative Incubator, and I'm so excited. I feel like it's like all of the stuff that I love and that I do and can offer. It's like I'm putting it into this digital course. I'll be launching it soon. The Conscious Creative Incubator. It's all about finding your purpose, creating your vision, and manifesting your mission based on your purpose, and doing it and living it. And the course takes you from conception of this creative project to manifestation. From all the steps. It's a step-by-step implementation program. Because a lot of times we want something and we don't do it, or we don't go after it. I've coached and consulted many people who have these big, beautiful dreams, and then a lot of times we get stuck, we get blocked. And this block can happen in a number of ways. And there's a lot of things that can lead to that. And we're going to go through all of them. And we'll get through all of them. But if you're interested in this, there's 2 ways you can find out more information. I have not launched it yet, but you will be the first to know. You can sign up for the Conscious Creative Cheat Sheet. There's a link in my bio. It's a free PDF download, which is kind of a big overview of my 3-step process, and the course is kind of laid out within this process that I have used for all my creative projects and my creative life now that has worked for me and served me and proven to serve me and many other clients in their projects. Or you can send me a DM right now, and you can drop your email address and I'll add you to the wait list, and you'll be one of the first to know about the course. Because this is what lights me up. We're talking about what lights you up. And I've noticed, someone commented the other day when they watched my live, a friend told me that I was a ball of energy. And I was just like, really? Am I? And I think it's because when I talk about this stuff, it lights me up because it is part of my purpose and it fulfills me. And that's how we know. When you feel lit up and you feel fulfilled and you can't stop talking about it, like that's a good sign. So I'm overjoyed to bring this, and I'm so happy that it's finally coming out. And if you want to know about it, DM me your email address. You can ask me any questions. I'm always available to you in the DMs here on Instagram. And or if you want my Conscious Creative Cheat Sheet, which is an overview of a 3-step creative process that I take you through. It gives you questions to ask yourself and what to do. Then you can get that too with the link in my bio. So thank you for joining me. I hope this practice has served you. May you experience that aliveness and fulfillment with people in your life and with yourself. I'll see you next time.